After the nasty, brutal fight with Cecil, Mark went home to his family and further narrated everything that had happened to them. On hearing this, Debbie was utterly pissed at Cecil, because for him to have caused all this menace to transpire, who knows what he would do next. Oliver suggested they kill him and get it over with already, but they all cautioned him that as superheroes they are, they can't take anybody's lives, villains or not. Oliver then diverted the topic, insisting Mark would need an extra hand now, as he's no longer in the GDA, and it was at this moment Mark promised to train him. Due to the horrendous battle that took place, the headquarters was a mess, so the Guardians of the Globe took it as their responsibility to put the place in order. On spur of moment, some of the Guardians started questioning their importance to Cecil, causing a separation to ensue amongst themselves. Some of the Guardians chose not to work for Cecil anymore, so they packed up all their belongings from the GDA and imminently left the premises. Mark went on a mission to capture criminals who were robbing a bank. But then, Oliver showed up also at the crime scene, and although he was almost killed, Mark came to his rescue, thereby sending the robbers to jail. Mark was pissed at Oliver for showing up when he asked him not to, so he angrily took him back home. On getting home, Oliver found himself in big trouble. Mark and Debbie conversed about Oliver's situation and the reality of his newly found powers, thereby coming to a conclusion that Mark would try his possible best to protect him. The detached Guardians found solace in their new lair, a place where they'll be carrying out their superhero obligations from. The next day, Mark took Oliver on a training session, teaching him how to fly consistently and also control his speed. Oliver was so eager to learn fighting as soon as possible, but Mark calmed him down, insisting they need to take things step by step. After the training, Mark took Oliver to Art's place, and it was here a new costume was sewn for him. Art didn't just stop there, as he graced Invincible with a new costume also. Few minutes later, they heard from the radio that there has been a breach at the Peyton Penitentiary, and this news got Oliver all fired up, as he felt he'll be engaging in his first real fight. Unlike what he thought, Mark insisted he does nothing but to stay still and watch. Oliver, being stubborn, attempted to engage Kursk in a battle, but his lighting caught him, and he abruptly fell down. On seeing this unfold, Mark aggressively tore Furnace to pieces, thereby trapping him and Kursk atop each other. After this event, Mark was immensely pleased that Oliver is without harm, after which he cautioned him never to pull that stunt again, insisting he either listens to his instructions or go home. On getting home, they were met with a huge surprise. It was at this moment Debbie officially introduced them to her fiancé, Paul. The Mauler twins bursted into a nuclear missile silo, with their sole plan being to release an impending EMP missile, so as to destroy the world's communication system, to aid them in their plan of controlling the world. Not long after, the Guardians had reached the place, but the Maulers didn't even flinch, as they have long prepared for their arrival. It happened that they created a weapon that targeted the spinal cords of anyone it touches, thereby disabling their ability to move a muscle. Using the powerful weapon, they were able to defeat and make useless all the Guardians. Mark saw this menace unfold from the local news, and although he swore never to work for Cecil anymore, he still headed over there to lend a helping hand. Oliver came down looking for Mark, as today was their training session, but then he unearthed Mark was at a crime scene, after which he took off. The Maulers eventually caught Mark in the grasp of their weapon, but as they were about to shoot him the second time, Oliver came from nowhere and destroyed their weapon. Mark knocked them both out, but as he and Mark were arguing on why he came here, they took advantage and smashed both of their heads simultaneously. The Maulers felt this was a losing battle, so they hastily released the EMP missile into space. On seeing this, Mark told Oliver to go home immediately, while he went after the missile in full speed. Oliver, as usual, refused to go home. Rather, he engaged the Mauler twins in a battle. Oliver wasn't merciful at all, as he went all out on them, killing them both in the most horrendous way possible. Mark, on the other hand, was able to reach the missile in time before it got to space, after which he purposely bursted into the missile, making it explode glaringly. Mark got back almost immediately, and he was met with great shock seeing the mayhem Oliver caused, so he angrily took him to the air to teach him some manners. We now come to the conclusion of the third phase of this series. Thanks for watching. If you love animation movies like this, please like, subscribe, and comment. Thank you.
Happy family.